Good morning. Today I'm putting together my triple heart explosion box, and what I did first was, after cutting all of the pieces out into Cricut, as I was cutting them, I put them in groups of the color and the pieces, and now I need to separate out the layers. So I'm going to do that. I've got the back for the lid, and I'm going to set that off to the side. All of my little inside panels off to the side, and that will leave me with the outline of each explosion layer. So got the tiny box, which is for your little gift, and also this box for my file, I have sized it for a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, which makes each box probably approximately 3.5 inches. And this is a smaller scale box. This one is going to turn out with about a 2-inch size box for the biggest layer. This layer right here is the outside layer, and I'm going to start with that. There are no score lines in any of this, so what I did, and you can use a ruler and just go from edge to edge to get your creases or folds. And you can change the colors. This one is red, pink, and white. I just wanted to do one without the black outer layer to see what it looked like. And now that we've got all our folds on the edges, just going to fold those down and crease them. I just wanted to do a light fold to start out, and we can go back and make the crease firmer. And also you want to make sure that you are folding along the diagonal line of the hearts. So basically that gets folded in half to the other side. And I am just going to match all of the corners up, and that will be the middle where I need to crease the line. And at the same time, I'm going to also flip it over and make a crease on the back. Same thing on the other side, matching the hearts up and each corner for the sides. That will make your explosion part of the box easier when you go to fold in your sides. So let's see how that might work right now. Should be fairly easy at the end. So what I'm going to do is going to go on to the next layer and do my folds for this one. Okay, and next I'm going to put the hearts on the inside of the bottom layer. And I'm just using a simple glue stick. Just try to measure up the center to the little corner that we see right here. These pieces will also need to have a crease in them. I think I off-centered that a little bit. Let's see how I did. When you fold it in, you're going to need everything to line up. So that will work. Get these hearts on there. I went ahead and I did a full heart for these instead of breaking the heart, splitting the heart in half and putting side by side. I am putting a full heart on this model. See how that works out. Right now I do have all of my Valentine's shop on Etsy on sale for 99 cents. So it's a bargain right now. It's trying to match up the center of the hearts. And next, I'm going to put on the outside of the panels, these 4 sides. Oh, so I also have the 4 panels that go on the inside, and we will do those next. So I'm just going to put glue in the middle of here. And these panels will fit pretty close to the edge. Okay, once you have your panels onto the inside, we're going to just flip it to the outside and do that. And the panels will go right here on the outside as well. And the heart will go in closer to the bottom. And I'll show you why in a minute. Get this first panel on. And I am just using a glue stick for this also. You can use double-sided tape or whichever glue you would like. And I am just centering that on the outside. Now I'm going to turn this over and fold this in so that the pink hearts will have a crease in them. I'm going to go ahead and crease those on both sides as well, so that when we fold up the box and put the lid on, everything will fit properly. And you won't have to fight with it. You already have your creases. Wanted to use my ruler for that. Here it is. Easier just to make a crease, a ruler. And so when we fold the box in like this, our lid will go on top, and you see the panel right here, and we have our lid that we will put together also, but you notice that the hearts are on the sides of the lid, which will fold down. So we need to make sure that when you're putting this on, that the lid does not cover up where the heart's going to go. So basically you want to not have it in exactly in the middle, but a little bit closer to the bottom, leaving room for the lid. This is the outside of the box, and it is the bottom layer. I did not put the outside panels on the other layers of the box. I only put the outside panels on the very outer layer. I will say that not all glue sticks are the same. Now I am in Korea and I am using this one is clear. I noticed that the one that is a white is not as sticky. So just be aware of the glue you're using, or the adhesive is what you want for your project. Because once this one sticks to your paper, it's on there. It's pretty much like spray glue, but it's a glue stick. So that is the outside. This is the box. And we're going to put on the lid together next, just so you have an idea. And the lid does not have the score lines on it either. We are just going to fold it in at the edges or the sides, and they will match up to the corners. And this one is smaller, so it's a little bit difficult, but it is doable if you're doing a smaller size box. And basically just lining up these corners and folding it. If there were no hearts on the sides, it would be a little bit easier, but because there are hearts, it kind of gets in the way of the fold. So you just have to be a little bit more careful. It's a little bit delicate when it's smaller. And I have an inside panel for the lids, so you don't have to worry about putting that in particular piece in there. It's pretty easy. And the little flaps to hold this in, where your glue is also going to go, I'm folding those in, because when we put our white insert in the middle, where the tabs will fold over the white paper. And it just fits. I made the inside slightly smaller. So if you can tell that you do have a bit of a leeway on your edges. And that piece is just going to get glued on in the middle. And I'm going to wait. I'm not going to put glue on these side panels. After I have it inside, I will put glue on these edges instead. So on the white piece, I'm putting it only in the middle. And just line that up, making sure there's enough edge on all of your sides. And I think I messed that one. Well, we'll see. So that is your lid, and I'm going to put Instead of the glue stick for the tabs, I'm actually going to use the double-sided tape because sometimes the small pieces on the edges of the lid work better when you use a double-sided tape or a better adhesive to work with. It's not as sticky as the glue stick. You can work with it a little bit better. At least I found that you could. If I can find the end of my double-sided tape, I'll get those on there. Okay, the flaps of my lid are ready, and I'm going to turn this over one more time and just give these edges some glue. And the reason I'm putting the edge on the inside of the top layer of the lid is so that when you turn it over, you shouldn't have any, like I do have stickiness on here, but on here, if you do it the right way, you will have less of a smudge. And it should be okay when it dries, even if you do have the smudges on there. So don't worry too much about that. I think all of my sides are pretty well glued down. And I will put the corners in. So all of these pieces will have to be taken the back off of those. It doesn't particularly matter which way you go about that in any particular order, but this is what happens when you are putting your flaps in. They will line up at the corner, and so you have the tape on the inside and it will close. If you can see that. And there's your lid, and you can crease around the edges again just to make that even. That is the lid to the biggest layer, and we will set that aside, and I will continue to do what I did on here, except for these will not go on the middle layer or the bottom. You'll just be doing the inside like this onto the middle and the smallest. And you'll notice when you put the hearts on and the panels, let's go back to the bottom layer. So bottom layer, middle layer. When you put this in here, if you want it to have more space between the pink and the red, just be sure to measure it up beforehand so that you don't end up with too much here or not enough on this one, so that you can see it. And last but not least, we are going to put our smallest box together. So just folding the sides in and creasing. They will line up at the corners. This one is where your gift will go. And on the outside, we're going to do the panels again with the hearts in the middle. And I'm going to measure my lid again, making sure that I will have enough room for the heart to show. When you have your box put together, you are going to assemble the lid for the little box the same way that you did the large one. Okay, to finish it off, let's put our gift together. And here is the largest layer, the outside. And what you can do is take some double-sided tape or whichever adhesive you want to use. And I'm not going to glue mine down today. I'm just going to insert each layer and show you what it looks like. You could actually, if you have a tiny gift, you can put it in this box, but that's why I made the extra box to put the actual gift in, because sometimes when you're folding the box that has the hearts in it, as you can see, the heart part of it has to go into the center unless you really work with it, and you can take those to the side and put your gift in there easily. But what I wanted to do for this one was use the just the box style, and I'm just using a coffee candy, and I'm not sure that's going to fit in there. It's pretty tiny, so I will go ahead and put that up and put the lid on my gift box. And go ahead and put the outer lid on. And sometimes you have to make sure you're holding that tightly so it will fit on. And the corners sometimes don't like to go in there, but there it is. Cute little Valentine's box. And like I said, you probably would want to put on some double-sided tape on each layer. Enjoy!